Hey, what's up guys? It's Drew again, back with another episode of Drew's Mystic Review. It's been a long time, so I'm gonna get back to where I was, but I'm gonna start a new video. The Bhagavad Gita series, I'm taking a little break while I'm looking for my book, and when I find it, I'll start back up again with that. But today, I have a very nice poem by Rumi I'm gonna go over with you. If you don't know who Rumi is, I can go over it again one more time for you. Rumi is an old poet. I think he lived around 1200, maybe 1300 AD. He's a Muslim poet, but he sort of identifies as like a all-religion kind of guy. Very interesting dude. He's written thousands and thousands of poems, and every one of them I have found to be very impactful, very dense, with a lot of wisdom. So anyway, I'm going to get to it. Here we go. This poem is about devotion, love, and practice, and the rewards of it. It's titled The Sunrise Ruby. The Sunrise Ruby. In the early morning hour, just before dawn, lover and beloved wake to take a drink of water. I think it's an interesting thing. You really have to look at Rumi's poetry and dissect it little bit by little bit by little bit. You'll notice that it starts off with two lovers and they're drinking water together. Obviously that has metaphorical connotations to it, but I also think it's interesting that Rumi chose water of all things. Water is sort of the element of sexuality and playfulness, which really wraps up what Rumi is all about. Sexuality, playfulness, passion, all of it. Here's the next line. She asks, "Do you love me or yourself more? Really, tell me the truth." He says, "There's nothing left of me. I'm like a ruby held up to sunrise. Is it still a stone or a world made of redness? It has no resistance to sunlight." What he means to say in this line, what he's showing the reader, is that when you devote yourself entirely to something, you become that thing. You know, if you hold up a coin right up to your eye, literally the coin encompasses your whole world. That is what you see entirely. It's your entire point of view is the coin. Such is devotion too. If you devote yourself and really intensely concentrate on one thing, it becomes your world and it becomes you. And he says this in the next line. This is how Hallaj said, "I am God," and told the truth. What he means to say there is just what the last line said. When you devote yourself totally to something, it blurs the line between subject and object. So when you are praying with all of who you are, when you're devoted to God, the division between worshiper and worshipped is gone. There's no division there. It is just worship. It is just oneness. And that's what this poem is all about. And he goes on to say, "The ruby and the sunrise are one. Be courageous and discipline yourself. Completely become hearing and ear, and wear this sun ruby as an earring." Which is saying there's work to be done to achieve this union. And you can do it with anything, really. You can meditate your way into becoming your object of focus. You can devote yourself through prayer and love and gratitude to have God as your object of focus. And he also says, take this ruby earring with you. You know, wear it. I think it represents sort of like a paradox, right? So when I think of things like being in union with God or being enlightened or whatever, my thought goes to like, okay, what's left after that? After you've achieved the greatest of great, the highest of high, what's left after that? And I think that when you listen to what Rumi says, when you listen to a lot of what people say, life goes on after this achievement. Life goes on, and you simply just wear it with you. You have that with you all the time. It's not that that becomes your life and you're always concentrating on like, I am God, I am God, I am God. I am meditating, whatever. All that becomes like a passive part of yourself, and you carry it with you always. Here's the next line. Work. Keep digging your well. Don't think about getting off from work. Water is everywhere. Submit to your daily practice. Your loyalty is the ring on the door. So, practitioners and experts and gurus and all that will say, keep at it. Keep at it. Use all the bits of your life to keep at devotion. The reason that is that devotion, life, will make you doubt yourself. It will make you suffer. It is painful at times. It is trying, and sometimes it's rewarding. And there's so many reasons that you would just stop your practice, It runs the whole gambit of life's emotions, like I said, pain, love, suffering, anguish, doubt, blah, 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 And any guru will tell you, if you're having these emotions, if you're having these thoughts, push further in. Keep pushing in. Keep, and that's because you're getting to the core of yourself through that. Devotion, much like a river, how a river will like wear into a canyon over time, so does devotion carve in us something very immense and beautiful. But it takes time, and it takes daily diligence to do it. And then here's the last line of the poem. Keep knocking, and the joy inside will eventually open a window and look out to see who's there. How simple and nice, It is great, intense work, and the reward is simply a nod. Just a, oh, here you go. Here's a little happiness. Through all of that work, here's this simple happiness you were looking for. It's not achieved through great objects of material. It's not achieved through, being something. It is just a simple, little happiness. And that's what you achieve. That's what you achieve through great work, is to have happiness that it exists in its own right. And it's not dependent on any type of outside circumstance. So Rumi will encourage you through his many, many, many poems, and I encourage you to devote yourself to something, to one thing, and do it completely. Don't let up. Give your heart to it, give your mind to it, give your body to it. Let it break you down. You don't have arrowheads without a little bit of chipping, and the end product of that chipping and that wearing away is a fine pointed arrow going one direction. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Namaste.